Good evening and welcome everybody back to another episode of Brunch with the Fellas, bringing you the latest trending topic news. I'm Chef Earl Pearl at DBCHEFTV. Always with me, Primo Grande, the one and
Yes,
only,
sir.
the one and only Cold Seasons. How you feeling, cuz? Turn your playback down in the background.
Yeah, it kind of popped in unexpectedly, but yeah, man, shit, I'm good, man. Just here, brunch with the fellas. You know how it go, and we gonna get into it.
Absolutely, y'all. So we got a lot going on, but before we get into tonight's show, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Also hit the notification bell so when we go live, you never miss an episode of Brunch with the Fellas. Um, Also, y'all, don't forget, right now, we got a post your DB Chef TV merch contest going on, y'all. So head on over to DB Chef TV on IG, Facebook, Twitter. See what's going on. Contest ending March 10th. Get in the mix, get your merch so you can possibly be that lucky person to get $1,000 cash sent directly to you. We appreciate you for doing that. Good luck to everybody. And also make sure y'all head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com and pick up a copy of 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El, because if you don't got it, then you need to get it. So let's get into tonight's trending topics.
Yes, sir.
And first tonight, y'all, we got Nicki Minaj. We're gonna revisit the Nicki Minaj and Don Lemon beef. Um, Things have changed since the last time we was talking about that. You know, Don Lemon was in a protest at a church, and some things have changed for him.
Yeah.
And then also Nicki Minaj had some things that changed for her as far as her status, her citizenship status, and it was a lot of rumors going on with that too. So we're gonna look at a video, couple videos, and then we're gonna chop it up about that. Then we're gonna head to the Big Apple, and I don't even know if they was in. Yeah, I think they probably was in New York. If a panhandler, a homeless person, or somebody he went to school with could just walk up on him. But we're gonna head to New York, and Tracy Morgan receive a little backlash, mixed reviews or whatever about a old homeboy of his or somebody that he grew up with, you know, ask him for something. And we're gonna check that out and see what that something was and how that something went, you know. Then we gonna head down to A Town, Shawty, and we gonna holler at my boy Desi Banks, and check out this Musa scandal they got this brother going through, man, and see what that's all about. It's looking crazy. But if y'all haven't been checking on that, man, check on that, man. Check on Desi. Because this don't sound like no Desi Banks type of prank stuff or whatever he got going on. So we're gonna go check that out. And then we're gonna head up into the belly of the beast where all the ICE activity is going on. And we're gonna check out the ICE shooting of Alex Pretti. Um, it's been some new things that have come about. So we just gonna get into some of these video clips and and then give our opinion of what we think is going on with it, or how it should go, or what it shouldn't be, or what it is, or what it ain't, or where it's gonna be. But
That's right.
let's get into these clips.
Rapper Nicki Minaj posted a photo of President Donald Trump's gold card on Wednesday, suggesting she may have purchased the card that provides fast-track U.S. citizenship after she appeared alongside the president earlier that day to promote his Trump accounts. Minaj captioned the photo, quote, "Welp," showing the physical Trump gold card, which requires a $1 million contribution to the U.S. Treasury and a $15,000 non-refundable processing fee. Minaj is a legal permanent resident in the U.S. and moved to the country as a child from Trinidad and Tobago, though, she said in 2024, she was not a U.S. citizen despite paying millions of dollars in taxes. The rapper said she was, quote, probably the president's #1 fan during a summit for Trump accounts, a program that, according to its website, seeks to provide, quote, tax advantage investment accounts for U.S. citizens under the age of 18. Trump said Minaj is investing hundreds of thousands of dollars into the Trump accounts program. To get the $1 million Trump Gold Card for fast-track U.S. residency, applicants must undergo a background check, attend a visa interview, and submit required documents to U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. The $1 million gift goes to the Treasury, along with a small additional fee to the Department of State. Cardholders receive lawful permanent resident status as an EB1 or EB2 visa holder. A $5 million Trump Platinum card will also be available, allowing up to 270 days in the U.S. without taxes on non-U.S. income. Nicki Minaj faced backlash from her fan base after speaking at a Turning Point USA event with CEO Erica Kirk in December. Critics characterized her statement about her Christian faith as anti-trans rhetoric. This is a shift for Minaj, who had been an LGBTQ ally and a vocal critic of Trump's immigration policies, even calling the 2018 family separations at the border scary, and recalling her own time living in the U.S. illegally as a child. Despite recent backlash for aligning with the Trump administration, Minaj stated Wednesday that the criticism, quote, does not affect me at all.
Okay, what you got on that, Code C's?
Pay to play. That's what it is. You pay to play. I don't even think she paid for it. I think she finessed them so good that he just gave it to her. She went up there and spun around in front of him a couple of times.
How could she finesse it? How could she finesse it?
Just by aligning with the agenda and pretty much bringing them voters over to him or to
what
his
voters?
party.
Who go vote because Nicki Minaj say vote? You a hater.
Well, if I said that she bringing the voters over to him, that means she got some kind of pull. That's not me hating. That's just a simple fact. Just like Beyonce got a beehive, Nicki Minaj got a Minaj hive. I don't know what you call them, but
A Minaj hive.
yeah,
You a hater, man. First of
yeah.
all, shout out to Nika Boo. Shout out Nika Boo. We don't even want to know. We don't even want to know what Code Caesars had to say because he's hating.
Exactly, because you love Nikki,
Because he's hating. He hating on Nika Boo.
She said she's Donald Trump's biggest fan, and you seem to be her biggest fan.
I'm just saying, I don't know what I don't follow her political views, but I'm just saying, Nikki, come on, man. Like, that's the queen of rap. There is none higher. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know why all this hate is going on. And a lot of people, we're going to talk about it because you said she finessed them. No, she didn't finesse them. First, everybody was talking about how she probably was trying to do something for her brother who's incarcerated and her husband who has a prior history of charges and
and her brother charges is like, inappropriate stuff.
Yeah,
with
so
minors,
I don't need to double down it. I don't need to double down.
Stuff with sexual assault and stuff like that.
Cole said it. There you go.
So at the same time, she's getting her gold card from a man that aligns with all that stuff pretty tight.
So she can't just be getting it from the government because. So do you think that this access will go away once he's out of office for people to do this for the government to raise money?
I don't believe that's going to, things change. I don't think that's going to be a continuation buying your citizenship into the United States. That's some very new stuff.
It's not new. Stuff. It's not new.
Well, having a gold card and a platinum card. I didn't even know about the $5 million platinum card. That's a whole, so anybody can come from anywhere.
Yeah.
And,
they get a tax break for a year.
Yeah, and that's a thing, whatever they came up with. But I mean, I don't think that that's a thing that's really going to stick around for a long time. I just don't. She was one of the first people, close to one of the first people to ever get it.
Nope, you would.
And she probably
one of the first people to ever get it.
No, so when I say one of the first people to get it, in the year of of this going on in this regime, one of the first year people to get it. So I mean, it is what it is. I still think that she's playing her cards in her hand the way she need to play her hand.
So you wouldn't play your card. So let's go back on it. Let's go back on where at first, because at first you were saying that she probably trying to get her brother off and she trying to get her husband off for those things. But then I said, well, everybody's thinking that maybe they're using that, overlooking that, because that's the worst thing. And and then it was the whole thing about she gonna have to sell her house. Like poor people always, not saying that you think like that you're thinking this, but poor people always think somebody gonna have to sell their shit for them to maintain something because they don't understand how things work. Like that's I hate that. I do. I hate on that. I hate on that mindset, that thinking of just being opinionated and not being educated to talk about something. So when we talk about her, specifically in relation to that, she wasn't gonna have to sell her house to pay no $500,000, especially if she got $1 million to go pay for citizenship.
Yeah, well, the card was given to her at the press conference. So, like I said, I don't think she even paid for it.
The card was presented to her at the press conference.
Yeah.
All right. It's a difference between it being given.
Well, we don't know the details
right?
of the presentation. Was it given or if she paid for it? But I mean, either way,
she had to come up off of something.
No matter if she paid for it or not, she just nefarious.
And then something else that you said too. You said that this a new thing. All right. What we don't know, because we don't operate at that level, is right, as far as people paying for citizenship. People have been investing in the US for years and years and decades, and those investments allow them
get perks,
to get citizenship. Now, I ain't talking about perks.
Right.
I'm just talking about citizenship.
So I mean, I do understand. Like we work with China and other countries, and then they say, okay, we'll allow this many amount of people for this industry.
I'm saying a Russian oligarch.
I understand how that works.
I'm saying a Russian oligarch might come over here and invest a whole bunch of money in a company or something like that. A Indian immigrant might come over here with a startup, a whole bunch of money, and then that still allows them, because they made them investments. It's countries around the world, since we talking about this, like where you go, if you buy property in certain countries, that's a fast track to citizenship, where they allow you dual citizenship. So I don't want that just to be spat out there just because you hating on Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I just want to share some of the knowledge that, like,
I don't take nothing from her. I take nothing away from her career, her the achievements that she made here.
I'm talking about,
but at the end of the day, I do not in line with this broad at all. She's been reduced down to a broad.
And now she a broad.
Absolutely.
Now you just gonna disrespect her like that?
Fuck her. Straight up. That's the way I feel. That's the way I feel about Nicki.
You feeling though, but like on her topics though, right? On the situations that's going on with
what topic she got?
Right, is her citizenship. That's what we talking about. We're talking about the citizenship, and I'm moving it off of Nicki and going on to the fact that you and I both, as United States citizens, as people born here, okay, as Native Americans, right now, if we got our paper right, we can go to another country, and whatever their stipulations are that require us to be able to have citizenship, to fast track it. All right. If we do that, if we buy property, if we start a business, it's a lot of countries that allow US citizens to do that. So this is a thing that's going on that just like people it's a lot of light being shed on it now because of Trump being in office. And that's cool. That's not in his defense.
I hear it, and I'm not even with this right here. It's not even so much 100% about Trump, but if you watch her Turning Point stuff, if you watch her on stage yesterday with Donald Trump and everything, if you know fake when you see fake. That shit was some of the fakest shit that I ever seen. I wish we would have played the clip where she was on stage with him and got up there.
So you mad at her for faking?
I'm mad at everybody for faking. If you're a fake ass person, I just don't fuck with you. Like straight up.
But how you know she faking though? How you know she faking?
Because she is. I mean, you can tell. You can look at it. Did you see her Turning Point interview?
Bits and pieces. I don't have
did you see her presidential interview? I mean, her thing yesterday. You didn't see none of that.
I just watched that. I just watched that just now. Her up there and she gave a little speech. Right. I watched the clip you sent me when she gave a little speech. And
it was so disingenuous. I'm Donald Trump's biggest fan. Girl, sit your ass down somewhere. Have several seats, Nikki. Like for real. Yeah. And you know, and to go back to it, that's, you know, crazy, with the you know, we talked about she's been on this, not on the show, but we talked about her probably for several weeks now because she's been being very provocative with some movements and stuff. But at the end of the day, what we talked about last week, Don Lemon.
Her and Don Lemon beef, yeah.
Yeah, you got some updates on that.
Yeah, I got this real clip, this inspiring clip I'm gonna show next, so you can hate on Nikki a whole lot more. Let's go ahead and jump into it real quick though.
Journalist Don Lemon has been arrested in connection with an anti-ICE protest at a church in St. Paul, Minnesota. Bill Malusian joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, Charlie, good morning to you. Our colleague David Spunt and I getting this breaking news from multiple law enforcement sources just minutes ago, confirming that former CNN anchor Don Lemon has been arrested by federal agents in Los Angeles just after midnight this morning at a hotel. This obviously all in connection with that storming of a church in St. Paul, Minnesota by that group of anti-ICE agitators. Now, remember, the feds had gone to judges to try to get Don Lemon arrested before. They went to a magistrate judge in Minnesota who didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to a judge above him. He didn't sign off on an arrest warrant for him. Then it went to an appeals court. They also decided not to sign off for an arrest warrant for him. So there was experts who were predicting that perhaps the feds would go to a grand jury. It remains to be seen if that's what happened here, but we can confirm that Don Lemon was arrested in Los Angeles by federal agents just after midnight Los Angeles time.
Yay, they locked his ass up.
That nigga said, yay.
Yay, they locked his ass up. Good police work. He had no business going in there in the church, messing with them good Christian folks, them people. Yup, there you go right there. Let's add that up there. Let's see if we can add that up there real quick.
Yeah.
There we go. Lock him up. She got her gold card and he got locked up.
I want that thug in jail. Yes,
I want that thug in jail.
Yeah, so she definitely called for that, and that definitely came swiftly. But I mean, last week we did talk about it. I mean, even I agree that if there was laws broken in interrupting a church proceeding, then you know you got to be held accountable. So it don't matter what side of the aisle you're from, who you are. His argument is that he's coming from a capacity of a reporter, a journalist doing journalism. But the thing about it was he knew about it before it happened, and then he went in there, you know, with him. So I mean, I really don't know. I just have to let that play out. I did think that he was going to get locked up at some point. And you know, it's up to his defense to defend him on that. But if you interrupt the church proceeding and is illegal, it has to be illegal across the board. Because if not, you know, I can be sitting in church next Sunday and it's interrupted. You know, so I would want whoever interrupt that to be held accountable, no matter who it is, no matter what church it is.
I don't know. If you in church, I've been in church before, and you know, somebody came in and needed some prayer. And even though the deacons and, you know, trustees and usher board members and stuff was just kind of like, you know, the pastor was just like, nah, let them, you know, let them get their stuff off, you know, because they needed that attention and they needed that prayer. And then they prayed and then they sat down and it was all good and they fellowship, you know. So
yeah, that was a little bit different from what they did. So, I mean, they came in and like interrupted the service.
Yeah, so clearly, you know, with Don Lemon interrupting the service, it's still an interruption. That's what I'm getting at. It's an interruption. But what he did was he came in there chastising and trying to be negative and trying to be, you know, a parasite trying to come in there and push a narrative and push an agenda that is cool when you pushing it outside the church. But
yeah, well, I mean,
you
he
don't
was
take
asking
that
questions, but he
inside
shouldn't
the
have been.
church, man.
Yeah, I don't think he should. I don't think he should have been in the church with it. I think if anything, if the disruptors was going to disrupt, and you know about it, okay, they go disrupt. You can schedule a interview with the parishioners of the church after the fact, and the whole reason why they was there because the pastor is an ICE agent. So, but that's
what
besides
I'm
the point.
saying. Like, why you doing that? Why you doing that? Why they doing that? He ain't in the capacity now. This what I say, right? Like, pull up on him while he doing all that. Why he in his capacity as an ICE agent?
Nah, he might get shot then. Yeah.
So that's
Right
what
now,
I'm saying.
right now, the
Cowardly,
public is not.
parasitically,
They're not
cowardly.
trusting.
And
They're not trusting
there
ICE.
ain't no defense. That's taking up for God, for the place, a place of worship. Don't get it twisted out there, y'all. That's taking up for a place of worship. Like, you don't come up in there, man, on that type of time. Either you coming to praise God or either,
Yeah. I agree with that. Places of worship should be off limits to things like that. I mean, now you do have, so some people will argue with us and say, hey, well, what about when such and such went into the church down in South Carolina and pewed a few people? But he got arrested. He was charged. He's sitting in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? So basically, it
hell
just
yeah.
across the board, do not interrupt church services. Don't interrupt church services.
Yeah,
That's-
if you ain't asking for no prayer, man, don't go up in there messing up people's Sunday.
right.
For real.
Even if the pastor is an ICE agent, catch him outside. Shit.
Yeah, but wait outside. That's the right thing to do, for real, for real. Let's get to this second topic. We got Tracy Morgan, y'all. We gonna see what he got going on.
We're always gonna ask about taxes.
Taxes, Ben.
Let's do it. Where? What's up? What's I remember? Don't talk to me like I owe you something. I didn't say that, like, boy. Can I get something, please? No. When we was younger. Yeah, but I think I forgot. I'm homeless, boy. So what that got to do with me? I ain't do that. Oh, shit. Can I get a picture of my sister?
There you go.
Man, let's see that cold shit again, man. That was cold as hell, bro.
That's cold.
Yeah, but lukewarm at the most, but yeah, it was cold. But I mean, that's where we living right now. You know what I'm saying?
That's cold. So what are you supposed to do? Give him a couple dollars?
Nah, I just maybe not that, but I mean, just not so. That ain't my fault. And then all this other stuff, like, that's kind of crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? That man should be humble right now. He just came off of. I mean, I know it was a few years ago, but just coming off
humble.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be honest.
Yeah, it's a such thing as being honest and humble at the same time. You can be honest and humble at the same time. You know what I'm saying? And I think that he should be a little bit more humble coming off of that just really bouncing back a couple years ago from that tractor trailer accident where he was awarded all that money and everything. And not saying that he need to share that.
Like 2017 or something like that.
Yeah, it was a while ago, but he was messed up for a while.
Ago.
He was messed up for a while, and he still haven't bounced 100% back. But I mean, I just think,
if you get ran over a truck by a truck, how long do you think it's going to take for you to bounce back? I think you should be just thankful that you didn't die, that you
right.
So but that don't mean I'm supposed to give people money who did.
No, not give people money. He didn't have to give that man a dime. You know what I'm saying? But it's a way to kind of like
his words were hurtful.
His arrogance with it, you know what I'm saying? And with it being a just a homeless person. Honestly, just me and my character, I wouldn't have handled it like that. You know what I mean? I would have did more walking and ignoring it than just being like, oh, it ain't my fault. It's pretty much you bum ass nigga. That's pretty much what he was saying.
Okay, so this the thing is, right? Like, we don't know what their relationship was back in the day. We don't know if when he used to come home from school, he used to smack him in the back of the head with a moon pie or something, or take his oatmeal cream pie and smush it in his face or something, or steal his annihilators, or we don't know their relationship, how he carried shit back in the day, But I can tell you like this: first of all, I fought all the bullies. I don't like bullies at all, you know. So like whatever story they making it up is like, if he was bullied by him, I don't know what it is to be punked out by no bully. So even if you got some paper and it was somebody that you knew, okay, and you see them and y'all ain't on good terms, why would you get them anything?
Yeah, I didn't say you need to give him something, but I mean, just in that capacity of being who you are, you know, all the cameras around and everything, you know, I mean, I just would have been a little bit more humble, even if the cameras weren't around. I might not have gave. Listen, I might not have gave him. I might not have gave him nothing.
I don't
And
like humble.
also, I probably would have maybe even ignored him because I got a security team. We trying to get to the SUV. We moving. I ain't got time for that shit. I look over there. I see, oh, that's that nigga right there, and I just keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to give the energy of just putting off this negative,
What he say that was
hateful persona.
And it's
You know what I'm saying?
hateful. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah. It
Let
was.
me hear what he said. Let me hear, because I don't think it was hateful.
Let's do it. William. What's up? What's up? I remember you. Don't talk to me like I owe you something. I didn't say that, boy.
He said, "Don't talk to me like I owe you something."
Right. And then listen.
Is that hateful?
No. That's not hateful. Listen.
Okay, so
Can I get something, please? No.
Can I get something, please? No.
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 All right. Okay, let's go. Let's keep going.
When we was younger. Yeah, but I think I forgot. I'm homeless, boy. So what that got to do with me? I ain't do that.
All right, so
What that got to do with me? I ain't.
No. Listen,
That's your choices that you made on
listen.
your own as a man. What you
So
talking about?
so there is something that said in the background that's low. He said, "I remember you when we were younger. You
Right.
think
I
I
remember
forgot?
you when we was younger. Don't think I forgot.
Don't
Right.
think I forgot."
Okay.
You know, so I mean, like you said, yeah, it's a personal, a very, very personal relationship. Because he even said, "I remember you, Will," called him by his name.
There you go.
You know, so it was some personal things there. You know what I'm saying? But he really don't give a.
But he
you know,
still need to be humble, though. That's what you saying.
I would probably still practice humbleness, you know.
Nah.
And it depends, you know, like I said,
Pop your shit, Tracy Morgan.
listen,
Pop
and
your
it
shit,
and
man.
it also depends,
know?
like you said, it's not enough context to know what he did to Tracy. He probably did some. He
Pop
probably,
your shit, Tracy.
like you said, he probably used to smack him in the back of the head, you know, every day
You know,
getting off the bus or something.
we don't know
You
if
know,
that's
so-
if that's what it was going. You know, he could have been, you know, smacking him in the head, hitting him with quarter waters and shit like that. You know,
Right, but you know these incidents happen all the time. Tracy just happened to get caught on camera and somebody hit him with a sound bite. So we don't know the specifics. You know what I'm saying? But I would just like everybody to, you know, practice as much humbleness as possible, especially in these times, man.
man, I'm gonna tell you, and that's coming from cold season. We split on that, but I would like everybody to go look up the definition of the word humble first. All right, not what it means to them according to the Bible, okay, or to a religion. I would like for them to go look up what the word humble is defined as, and then see if you want you, your children, your friends, your team, or anybody to be humble around you. What you might want them to exemplify is some humility and some humanity, yes, but humbleness, fuck that shit. Y'all can keep it. Also, check us out every Sunday at 8 p.m. live, East Coast time on Cigar Sundays live. Two big nerds smoking on words. And we already did a show on humble. That's how I know. That's how I'm not guessing. I'm not sitting up here. I ain't sitting up here just trying to go against you because like on some just trying to be disagreeable. I know the definition of the word humble. And it is not a good word. It is not a word that people
All right,
should
well, break it down.
You know what I'm saying? I would have to pull it up. It's in front of me. You know, I remember the show, but I would have to pull up the actual definition. I'm saying when we get off the show, go look it up.
Yeah, well, I've never known humbleness to be a bad thing. You know what I mean?
But have you ever read the definition of the word?
I don't think I ever really looked it up and did research on the word humble,
then.
but I
So
know
that's
what I believe humble is, you know, and it's
Right.
it's just being, you know, you're being humble, you're being
It's okay. It's
you know,
okay.
you're kind of being
I'm not
kind.
gonna
You know
debate
what
it
I'm
with
saying?
you.
You're not, you know.
I'm not going to debate it with you because because what you think it is not that. That's our meaning. And we do that with word. It's human. We all have done it because we all came through the same public education school system where they don't teach us how to apply these words as they are defined. So everybody got meanings that they apply to words. That's the reason why we do Cigar Sundays, because we all out here having a meaning of something and have no idea what the definition of the word is. Because like you said, you had to be honest. I don't think I've ever looked up the definition, and that's fair. Most people don't. That's why we do the show. So to give people the information so that way you can apply these words correctly in your life. That's why we do it, y'all. Every Sundays, 8 p.m. right here, DBCHEFTV Network, Cigar Sundays Live. Check it out, y'all. Subscribe. We're gonna get to the next topic though. We don't want to spend too much time on Tracy Morgan, but he could, I agree, he could exercise some humility and some humanity, being that he's like from your perspective of what the meaning of humble is to you. Humility and humanity is just not being so harsh, like, dang, my problem, that's your problem.
Well, that's pretty much what I mean. I wasn't getting into, the Webster dictionary and all that stuff,
but we can't double down on it and be like, we can't stand on it if we standing on the wrong thing. People be dying standing on wrong for the most part.
Well, after the show, I'm definitely gonna look up humble and see, what they got going on in the dictionary, but then I made humble a negative thing, you know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it been that way since they made the word humble. It been that way. Yeah. Let's check this out. Let's go to A-Town, shawty. Let's roll. We're gonna hit Desi Banks up and see what he got going on down there in the A.
All right.
And can I, is it a possible way if I can change the address?
Say it again.
Is it a possible way I can change the address?
You want to change the address?
Yeah, change the.
So let me know. So let me tell y'all what Desi Banks doing right now. Over the last couple of weeks, man, Desi Banks been catching all this flack because somebody in his company used his LLC, or somehow his company LLC ran ads, and it was running an ad campaign to recruit for the Mossad. If people don't know what the Mossad is, it's like the Israeli CIA. Okay, it's like our CIA in the USA. It's like the Israeli, special forces, the real serious people. All right. So they were saying that the campaign was being ran in Iran to get people to join up and do stuff, because they got a big war going on over there. So it's been a whole lot of different things circulating or whatever. But this is Desi right now at the Georgia State, I believe the Department of Commerce. Is where you register your businesses at, and he's at the Georgia State Department of Commerce to try to get his address and update all of his information and things that are associated with his LLC. And really what he's doing is like every year, if you own a business, a lot of times at the end of the year, you're supposed to go through and make sure when you're doing your taxes and everything, you're supposed to make sure that all your addresses is up to date and things like that. It's just like that when you own property and you're paying a mortgage and or you have bills. If you're supposed to make sure that things are up to date. So I think, bruh be on this game, bruh be getting paper, he be doing shows, big dog. And I think that, this just got away from him. And now, he is trying to fix it and move on from it. So I don't think nobody should really be giving them a hard time. This post say this post says, trust me, I'm doing my best part and my team is doing theirs. I don't know and had nothing to do with what's going on. I don't know how them people got my information. And I wouldn't be doing none of this if I really was guilty of this. And I believe, bro. You know, I don't think he really had nothing to do with it. But let's go ahead and watch the rest of this right quick.
Okay, do you have a user ID and password on our website?
The LLC, the corporation. Yeah.
Okay, so you can log in.
Just sign in.
And then once you're logged in, you'll click on, go to the computer, click online services, log in for me.
Okay.
And then I'll tell you where to go from there.
Okay,
and then
perfect.
you can make the changes to the address on the annual registration.
All right, so yeah, no third party. It's the weirdest. I'm telling you.
Where were you seeing that information?
It's something that was online, and it said somebody used my LLC to create ads over in Israel about Messiah. It's the bro. It's the crazy.
I don't know anything about that. All we see is what's on record with us. Nothing additional was filed on record for the LLC with us.
Okay.
Now, as far as whatever is online, we don't have any control over that. I guess you follow up with the legal authorities.
Okay. Now we figuring it out. We just trying. I just thought I can come up, since this is where I got it from. But okay, I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah. Go to the computer, you're gonna click online services and log in with your user ID and password.
Okay.
And then once you're logged in, just click on file annual registration, and you'll again I can tell you what it is.
All right, cool. Appreciate it. Thank you. Y'all got me doing this bullshit. I'm trying to figure out. Oh yeah, let me see what I'm saying. Now I gotta go do this shit. Y'all nigga really think I did this bullshit. I can't believe you. I can't believe you, nigga. I really thought I don't know what the fuck. I'm up here at the LLC play right now, but I'm hollering at y'all nigga.
You know, so shout out to Desi Banks, man. What you think?
Yeah. I mean, I think he gonna have to do whatever he has to do, to clear his name. Some people may look at it and automatically say that he's guilty of it, but I mean, regular people that's not even on the caliber of him, have their identities stolen. People get their houses taken, cars bought in their name, credit jacked up, and everything. So I mean, it could be a case of that. I mean, it's honestly a job that the FBI will have to handle, Secret Service and all that stuff or whatever. Because I mean, it's an international thing. So I mean, I don't know if the internet can solve this crime, alleged crime, but he's gonna have to do what he has to do to get his name straight.
For sure. We praying for you, Desi. We praying for you, shawty, man. We want to see you. You know what I think he should do though? I think what would be real cool is if he do a skit of an ad for the Mossad. And then just rub it in.
I wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that right now. Once it's all said and done, maybe, but right now I don't think that'd be a good idea.
Just do a skit for it. Why not?
His lawyer be like, don't do that again.
You know? Yeah. All right, and then we're gonna take us up to Minneapolis and check out this the ICE shooting of Alex Pretti. And we got a clip, y'all, that we're gonna get into for this.
Disclaimer on the trigger warning.
And now we're not gonna show that one. We're not gonna show that clip. We got another clip that has that shows his interaction prior to his unaliving.
You talking about the week before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It looked like he wanted to smoke, though. That's all I'm saying. It looked like he wanted to smoke.
You are seeing video of a man who's believed to be Alex Pretti kicking a federal agent's SUV 11 days before he was killed. Thanks for joining us. An organization named the News Movement captured the incident on camera.
This evening, a Homeland Security official says they're aware of the footage and reviewing it. Our Jeff Wagner's here with more of that new video. Jeff.
Frank, the News Movement worked with the BBC, who used facial recognition technology to match Pretti's identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. And then our national confirm team took a look at it too. TNM was in town shooting a documentary on ICE activity in Minneapolis. They say they got a tip that ICE was blocking the road near East 36th Street and Park Avenue, just a few blocks away from where Renee Good was killed. In the video, the man resembling Pretti appears to spit at the SUV filled with federal agents and yells expletives. He then kicks out the taillight. That's when agents get out and take him down to the pavement. During the scrum, federal agents fire tear gas and pepper balls into the crowd. Take a listen.
What the fuck is she doing?
After nearly 30 seconds, the man is released, and you can see what appears to be a gun in a holster on his hip. His outfit also looks similar to what Pretti was wearing the day he was killed. He sticks around as the camera person retreats while tear gas fills the air. The ICE agents would soon drive away. Important to note here, we don't know what happened before this video started. CBS is still working to confirm a report from CNN that Pretti broke a rib during that encounter. As for the shooting that killed him, Homeland Security today confirmed the two agents who opened fire were placed on leave, Frank.
And we don't know if he was detained after that incident or at the time or just for moments, I guess.
And that was a dumbass question, Frank, because we saw them let him go right then and there.
Yeah.
But I thought it was important to show that because some days you go out there and your luck is different. And unfortunately, I think his luck ran out. You know, I'm not gonna place a good or bad on ICE agent protocol. I'm just gonna say that we saw a video where he escalated way more than the video that was of his unaliving, and he was let go, and he still had you know, had a weapon on him.
Yeah, and you're allowed to have a weapon on you. You know, yeah, in that video right there was a week before, and it's good to be seen just for transparency. You know, but seeing that and then where he was way more escalated than he was when he was unalive, not seeing the unalive video really don't it just shows the one side, and it don't show the absolute life taking of him that was pretty much a slaughter in my eyes from what I see. He was unarmed at the time. At the very moment when he got unalive, he was unarmed. And he was armed right before that, but right before them shots were fired, they secured the weapon, and then they unalived. So you know, it does no justice if you came home the week before. It did way worse. Now, you know, if that was the week before, then you know it might be a little bit people would be a little bit more like, oh well, you know, I mean, he really was, you know, acting crazy. But you know, a whole week had went by, and the only thing that really did when that surfaced, the previous video was it muddied the water a lot as far as the narrative of, you know, he was just this very, very peaceful person. He wouldn't do that. And then when the video came out, 3-4 days later, yeah, it did muddy the water a little bit, but at the same time, I don't think it's an excuse for the way the ICE agents took him down.
What do you think is the learning lesson from this?
I mean, that's a big umbrella. One of the learning lessons is first of all, be vigilant and know that, just because you have a right to carry, just because you're, demonstrating freedom of speech, or or you're out in the street acting a fool, because you're really not supposed to be standing in the middle of the street. But you're doing all that. Just know that you can get it. You know what I'm saying? If you go there wanting to smoke, just realize that somebody else want to give you the smoke. So just know that you can get it. So if you're gonna protest, try to do it peacefully. I'm not gonna say don't take your weapon with you. I believe that you should be able to carry your weapon with you whenever, if you're a responsible gun owner. But just know that can get you unalive. And we've seen it with our own eyes in the video that we're not gonna show tonight, just because it's so graphic.
Yeah, it's out there on the internet. If anybody wants to go see somebody get unalive, have at it. We're not doing that over here on Brunch with the Fellas, but we did want to highlight that that just a week before, that he had a different outcome. So, and it appeared he was more escalated, so
Yeah, and we talked last week. I mean, we talked about Renee Good, and stuff like that, and then we also talked about you didn't like me. Well, I ain't gonna say you didn't like me, but I called him the Gestapo. I talked about Greg Bavino and how he was very swastika-ish. You know what I'm saying?
you talking about the head of the head of ICE that was out there?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
he's been removed.
Yeah, I had a difference of opinion. I had a
Yeah.
difference of opinion. That's all, as far as
Yeah,
And
he's been removed.
plus, you gotta remember some shit too, though. Like everything ain't about being agreeable. Sometimes it's two sides of the coin, and in order to see the big picture, a person should be able to get all the information so they can come to their own conclusion. I'm not a left leaner or a right leaner or middle of the aisle leaner. I'm gonna assess the whole situation and find out what's right or wrong. And then once we find out what's right or wrong and what is going to work, then that's what I work at. So
Yeah, well, let me be very
yeah.
clear. I'm left leaning with the with the door open to reach across the aisle, all the time. And I do see things from both sides, but I do have a side that I've chosen. But at the end of the day, like I said, they removed Greg Bavino. They brought in Tom Holman. And I mean, that's not really gonna change a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I think they just traded. They honestly traded up. You know what I'm saying? Bavino was just a fool. Tom Holman ain't stupid. You know what I'm saying? So if he really want to go in, and I think he can close it up for what Greg was trying to do. Excuse me, for what he was trying to do. But I really don't think it's going to change a whole lot. They said they are moving a lot of the agents out of Minneapolis, and Bavino, he popped up in some other town. I think it was so this morning he showed up in Louisiana. So Louisiana, get your boots on and get ready, because they about to see y'all.
Yep. So more news to come from ICE, as the ongoing ICE saga continues. And we're going to keep y'all covered right here at Brunch with the Fellas each and every Friday night at 9 p.m. Make sure to smash that like button, share the content, and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to smash that notification so when we go live, you never miss an episode. And that's our topics for tonight, y'all. We had Nicki Minaj. She got a gold card. She is now a gold card carrying American. All right. Tracy Morgan, Cole C said he should be more humble. I'm saying, keep that same energy. Fuck it. Desi Banks, man, we praying for you, bro. It ain't that serious for real, though, because if the feds ain't really on you, bro, then I think the internet is on you more than the feds are, So if you ain't got a federal investigation looking into your actions, which I wouldn't think he would, because Israel is a U.S. Partner. So,
well, I read a little bit of it. Some of the allegations. I didn't jot it down. But I mean, there's some pretty serious stuff going on overseas with that. That's not even here in the United States that he's involved in. So I do believe there's a higher agency definitely checking on him. That's why he's running down there making all them videos and stuff. He's trying to clear his name.
Yeah, as he should be, especially if he ain't got nothing to do with it. And then the ICE shooting of Alex Pretti, you know, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more details and things that, you know, come in the future, y'all. So I know if y'all don't get it from here, then it's going to be everywhere else online. So definitely that's all we got for the night.
That's right.
And everybody make sure to have a peaceful, positive, and productive rest of your weekend. Don't forget, right now at the DBCHEFTV gift shop, we got post your DBCHEFTV merch to win $1,000 cash, y'all. We got the contest going on. Make sure y'all go and participate. Y'all go get some drip. Link in the description. Good luck to everybody. And also head on over to www.bksoulfarm.com. Pick yourself up. Copy of that 1016 160 Self-Sustainability by Ali Dawood El. And also make sure to check us out each and every Sunday at 8 p.m. East Coast time on Cigar Sundays right here on the DBCHEFTV network. And like we always say, if money's tight, it's all right. We gonna love you. Just smash the like, you know. And that's all we got for y'all. Appreciate everybody pulling up. And until next time, peace, cuz.
Peace.
This whole publication is all about going from nowhere to somewhere, right? Being able to stand on something so that you can travel in peace, right? So bksoulfarm.com, 1016 160 Self-Sustainability. Jump on the list and get yourself together, right? Because it is irresponsible to not even know what responsibility means. So get yourself together, food, clothing, and shelter, protection of that, support your interests, and live.
Post your DBCHEFTV merch to your social media and enter to win $1,000 cash. That's right, $1,000 cash. Must be 18 years old or with parental consent. See contest rules for full details. Visit the DBCHEFTV gift shop and post your merch to win. Love ain't always easy, and we won't stop until we get it right. So bring that ass to the Love Speak podcast. Subscribe today and let your love speak at TLS Podcast. The Love Speak, now streaming on YouTube. If it's Friday night and you don't have a date, then Brunch with the Fellas is your spot, so don't be late. We go up at 9 p.m. with the trending topic news. Smash the like, comment, subscribe, and share the content. Don't be rude at Brunch Fellas, now streaming on YouTube. Exchange insights Sundays at 8 p.m. East Coast time with the Cigar Panel. Smoking on words like two big nerds. Hosted by DBCHEFTV and BK Soul Farm at Cigar Sundays on YouTube. Subscribe and hit the notification bell so when they go live, you never miss an episode of Cigar Sundays Live. You are the key to your financial freedom. So unlock your inner wealth with financial fundamentals at Bows on the Table. Subscribe today and never miss a meal at Bows Podcast. Bows on the Table, now streaming on YouTube. At the Veteran Kettle Podcast, we thank you for your service, support, and sacrifice to our country. Listen to real stories of adversity and triumph as we give our best to honor our vets. Subscribe today and watch episodes now streaming on YouTube at TVK Podcast, The Veteran Kettle. Sign up for the newsletter and shop merch and clothing at DBCHEFTV.com.